Shortly after graduating college with a psych degree, I got a job working at a mental hospital. The place looked like an asylum from a scary movie. The facility was 200 years old and made in Gothic architecture style. The main hall even had a small museum with relics from the past, like a crib with locks on it and newspaper clippings from the 1920s touting insulin shock therapy as the latest cutting-edge treatment. Most of the patients were not dangerous. In fact, most of them were very pleasant and friendly, but close quarters can be stressful on anyone. Despite being relatively new, I was assigned to conduct daily interviews with certain patients. The interviews were done one-on-one in a small private room. The room had a two-way mirror, so security of patients and staff could be monitored. I was never sure if there was anyone on the other side of the mirror or not. The interview procedure was simple. I got a patient from the common room and brought them to the private room to be interviewed. I had a sheet of paper with questions to ask. I wrote down the patient's response, then handed the interview paper into the nurse's station. I was only to ask the questions on the form. I was not to say anything else or engage in any type of conversation. There was even a reminder at the top of the paper not to deviate from what was written. The first few dozen interviews, everything went fine. I asked questions, wrote down answers. The patients didn't say much else, and I knew the procedure. I would ask, "Did anyone visit you yesterday?" Until now, everyone had just said no. But today, the patient, we'll call him Joey, said yes. There was a follow-up question on the paper. "If so, who?" "My mama," Joey replied. "That must have been nice," I said. That wasn't on the paper, but I had said it. A polite conversational reflex, without thinking. Joey's face morphed from peaceful to angry. At what I assume was the full volume of his voice, he screamed, "It wasn't! I hate that bitch! She comes in here and touches me and has sex with the doctors." This tirade of the filthy acts his mother had committed while visiting continued for what seemed like hours. I thought the screaming would alert someone, a team of nurses with antipsychotics and sedatives, hopefully for both of us. But no one came into the room. A screaming patient in a mental hospital doesn't cause the alarm you think it would. I sat there looking around, helpless. Having gone off script once and having a blow-up in my face made me leery to say anything else. My instincts told me I should try to talk to him, try to calm him down, reassure and soothe him. There had to be some combination of words that would miraculously shut this down. I tried to think through every class and experience I'd had, but nothing was coming to mind. The top of the interview paper reiterated, "Don't say anything not listed here." Based on what was happening, that seemed like good advice. After what seemed like a very long time, Joey paused from screaming about his mother and her sexual relations with the doctors, patients, nurses, guards, and their pets, long enough for me to ask one more question. "What is your goal for today?" I asked. My ears were ringing so badly I couldn't hear myself ask the question. As though the last few minutes had never happened, Joey said calmly, "To stay calm." I was amazed he still had a voice after screaming for so many hours. I wrote this down and looked at what was next on the paper. "Thank you. You can return to the common room now." Joey nodded politely, got up, and left. What the hell had just happened? I put my face in my hands. My heart was beating at a speed I didn't know it could achieve while sitting still. I knew I needed to get the next patient, but I needed a moment to decompress. "His mother's been dead since he was 5, a voice at the door said. The doctor entered the room and closed the door. That outburst was only about a minute. He's had them last for hours. He's loud, but so far he's never been physically aggressive. My first thought was, apparently somebody had been behind the mirror. My second thought was, how the hell had that only been a minute? Feeling embarrassed and unprofessional, I tried to compose myself. The doctor, seeming to understand my current state, dismissed my concerns with a wave of his hand. "The reason we ask those questions about visitors is to assess for psychotic episodes." I'd say Joey had one, but we also don't ask follow-up questions to avoid what just happened. "The important thing," the doctor said calmly, "is you stayed calm, at least outwardly, and didn't make the situation worse. There aren't too many people that can do that, my colleagues included. I hope you plan on being here for a while." I absolutely did not plan on being here longer than I had to. Though the doctor's words made me feel better and gave me confidence, I knew this was a place I didn't want to be for very long.